kind of people I want. People that they want to do anything they can to help. And so with that in mind, Daz, I do want to come back, touch base a little bit on those stages that we have to wind up the CRV part, and then I want to have the explanation, if you will, on the WRV, ERV, TRV, SRV, and Hawaii remote viewing. So when
I
we come
especially
back,
love
let's hit on
Hawaii
that.
remote viewing.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Aloha nui kako to all you pineapple heads out there.
But don't forget
anyway,
that,
we'll be back.
University of Hawaii grad over there, Kelly Snyder.
There you go, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Aloha Warriors. All right, you guys will be back in a little bit.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Michelle with La Bellamy Vineyard. You're listening to Hear Women Talk Radio on the Zeus Radio Network.
Tonight, take an adventure on the Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk. Explore the haunted swamps where alligators and the ghosts from long ago still reside. Stroll across floating walkways beneath the Spanish moss as your pirate guide leads you by lantern and shares 13 spooky tales along the way. The Ghost Walk departs nightly at dusk, only at Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Call 843-361-2700 or visit myrtlebeachghostwalk.com for advance tickets. The Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk.
When you're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, home of Zeus Broadcast Network and Hear Women Talk, there's a wonderful adventure that you should try. Carolina Safari Jeep Tours.
Go to www.carolinasafari.com and check out Carolina Safari. Mention Hear Women Talk and get a discount from Carolina Safari Jeep Tours.
See another side of Myrtle Beach. Get wild with wildlife. Explore history, nature, and mystery on a Carolina Safari Jeep Tour.
In the blockbuster Millennium Series books and movies by Stieg Larsson, the main character, Lisbeth Salander, is both victim and deliverer of justice to a human trafficker. Tune in with Dottie every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern and play with fire, kick the hornet's nest, and maybe even get a tattoo of a dragon on traffic. Safe for victims, hostile to traffickers. Listen, chat, call, save lives. That's Traffic every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Hear Women Talk Radio.
Hats galore. Visit our store at 4822 Highway 17 at Barefoot Landing. We have the largest source of hats in the greater Grand Strand area. Tilly, Stetson, Indiana Jones, Wallaroo, top hats, Mad Hatter, derbies, felts, fedoras, cowboy, golfer, driver, life is good. We carry a large selection of women's fashion hats as well as Red Hat Society hats. We also have an assortment of umbrellas, canes, and walking sticks. Hats galore, located at Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach. We are the best source for hats in the Grand Strand area. Hats galore at barefoot.com.
Hi, my name is Jesse Jordan with Further Faster Initiatives, and you're listening to Hear Women Talk Radio.
Police psychics. Find me.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Kelly Snyder with Valerie Graham and our special guest today, DAZ Smith, a remote viewer, currently living in the UK. And DAZ, before we took a break, we were talking about the different stages, and of course, we periodically go off on a tangent on some of the things you were talking about. But let's finish up that, and then, because of so many inquiries last week on the other RV techniques, we do want to touch base on that before we end today. So finish up the stages, if you would. I forgot where we left off, but go ahead, Daz.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, so just to reiterate, CRV's 6 stages. Stage 1 is a basic gesture at the target. Stage 2, we build on that with basic sensory information, taste, sounds, colors, textures and temperatures. Stage 3, we then go into a sketching stage. So I sit down with my pen and paper and I move myself about the target. So I'll move myself above it and then I'll sketch from above. I'll move myself behind it and sketch there, and so on. Then we move on to stage 4, and that's where we get in what we call complex perceptions. So we try to pick up things like emotions coming from the target and intangible data. And intangible meaning things that don't exist, generally like emotions and thoughts. Stage 5, essentially we just interrogate a bit of our previous data to bring out more information. And the last stage 6, we can do advanced sketches, or if you feel a bit creative, you can actually model the target with modeling clay.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, have you known anyone, including yourself, that has ever gone to that particular length?
Yeah. I've only done it about 5 times myself, but the 5 times that I did it, it was incredibly accurate. You know, it was targets that were structures, and I did actually very well model the structures, and it works for people quite well. It's just that it doesn't get used an awful lot because it's not very often people have, you know, modeling clay to hand in a spare hour or 2 on the end of a 3-hour remote viewing session to do that, which is a shame really, because it does give you really good information.
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention too, and I'm not even sure if you're aware of it, but one of our members in the group is going through a testing stage with people that are connected to Lynn Buchanan, and she gave me the names, but I don't remember who they are. But anyway, they're talking about doing exactly what you're doing in the CRV. The only thing that in this particular test and study is they're allowing the people, they are given the same thing as you, just a number. They have no clue what the case is about. They have no idea, but automatically some of these, what's going on is the test is based on people that are psychic and have this psychic ability. So a lot of them are going right to the essence of the test. For example, someone was going to come into a restaurant, they flew in from a foreign country, they're going to go to the restaurant, and at the restaurant they're meeting the target. Well, the part about skipping way ahead, most of the psychics, well, at least the one in our group, is coming up, they're actually going right to an Italian restaurant. Not knowing anything, they just know that the Italian restaurant is the meat spot. And they put that into their information, and it's actually blowing the minds of all of these people that are testing. So that begs the question, based on what you're telling me in all your stages, that it really would be incredibly an enhancement, from what I've been told, to be psychic, and now go back and start learning the remote viewing techniques. And I don't know, what's your thought on that?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the way I learn, and I think that's what gives me a slight advantage over some of the people that I know that are remote viewers, because I classically trained in psychic stuff first, found it wanting, and then went out of my way to learn remote viewing, and then it kind of gelled everything together really.
Did it put it in a framework for you?
It did, yeah. Being naturally psychic's good, and everyone's good and has a natural psychic ability. But what I found was it was a bit archaic. I was the passenger, and the psychic process was the driver of the car. Whereas learning controlled remote viewing, it puts you in control. So I'm now the driver, and the psychicness is the passenger, and I decide the route I want to take and how much information I want to get.
But does your system, the CRV system that you learned, does that allow you to jump forward and go and say miss step 1 and go right to step 2?
I try not to, because we're taught to follow the 6 stages and do it through the 6 stages. But sometimes I'll be in stage 1 and immediately I'll write down exactly what the target is.
Okay, well, that's what I mean.
You'll skip right through them all.
Well, that's what's going on through this test I was just telling you about with one of our members, and whoever these people are that she's dealing with, and it's, I think, sponsored and/or being overseen by Lynn Buchanan, and not that means anything other than he's been in this kind of business for a long period of time, so he has really a great amount of credibility in what he's trying to teach. So anyway, if you feel that we have answered most of our listeners'